I'm Dina.
I'm Greisya.
What is a global language? Global language is a language used in the world by covering geography and global locations.
Why English is a global language? English became the global language for some reasons. The first one is colonialism. The British Empire has colonized many countries in the world, and as a result, English became the language of administration, education, and trade in these countries. And the second one is economic and political powers. The United States and the United Kingdom are two of the world's largest economics and political powers, and English is the primary language in both countries. This has contributed to the global spread of English. And the third one is technology. The rise of the internet and social media has made it easier for people to communicate across borders, and English has become the dominant language of the internet. And the fourth is education. English is widely taught as a second language in schools around the world, and many universities teach courses in English as well. And the last one is culture. English language movies, music, and literature are popular around the world, and this has contributed to the spread of English.
Do you know what makes a global language? A language is considered a global language when it is geographically widespread and makes it possible for members of different language communities to communicate. Currently, English is the foremost global language with over 350 million speakers worldwide. However, other languages such as Arabic, French, Russian, and Spanish are also possible world languages. A language becomes a global or international when it achieves official status and education preference in every nation, and it is used by more people than any other language.
Why do we need a global language? There are several reasons why a global language is needed. The first one is to facilitate communication between different countries of cultures and background. The second one is to promote international trade and globalization. The last one is to enhance ease of travels.
So, what are the dangers of a global language? The first is linguistic demise. So, the introduction of a global language may lead to discrimination against other languages. And the second one is loss of diversity. Half of the world's 6,000 languages are in danger of disappearing in the world because of this global language. And the third and the last is threat to other languages. The introduction of a global language may make people unwilling or unable to make other language.
Can anything stop a global language? Well, it is possible for a global language to be stopped, but it would require a significant changes to the world. Some factors that could lead potentially to the decline of a global language are: the first one is technological advances, the second one is cultural shift, and the third one is rise of other languages.
Hello everyone. Today I'm with my lecture friend. Her name is.
Hi guys, I'm Jane from English Department 2022.
And now I'm going to interview her about some questions that I give to her. And there are four questions. So the first one is English a killer language? And do you think that English can become the only one language spoken in the world?
Can I do
Sure.
question with Indonesia?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that the opinion about that English is a killing language itu tidak bisa, karena I think like setiap negara have memainkan peran penting, like the language itu memainkan peran penting dalam sebuah negara. I feel like language kan bisa menjadi inti sebuah negara. So I think that it's not fair that you guys say that English is a killing language. No, I think it's because it's because
every country in the world kayak punya bahasanya masing-masing buat jadi their identitas.
The second question, what are the advantages and challenges faced by people trying to master English as a second or foreign language?
So I think that the advantages is you can access the information kayak dari luar, informasi lebih mudah mengakses informasi. Terus the second one is maybe kayak peluang komunikasi, kayak you can berkomunikasi dengan someone, like maybe you can have teman-teman dari luar negeri gitu. Jadi kayak you guys can actual communication in English. So the last one I think that you can get a job, mungkin pekerjaan secara global kayak biar English is important actually for you getting a better job. And then the challenging, the challenge. Yes, it's something challenging because our first language is not English, right? It's Indonesia. So maybe like it's something like pengucapan or tata bahasanya itu I think beda banget. So I think it's gonna be a challenge. But if you wanted to learning, then you kayak mau serius, you can do it.
Belajar.
Yeah.
So excellent answer, guys. Next question. So third question. How is English used as an official language or lingua franca in international organizations or global business?
I think the example is organisasi kayak it's like PBB because di isinya itu ada with banyak sekali country ya, terus kayak bahasa mereka itu not only English, they're speaking another language from their country. So I think that English that mempermudah mereka kayak I think like for communication kayak biar masuk gitu. I think that English juga berguna buat pengambilan keputusan or negosiasi about something about the problem. So I think English is berperan penting juga kayak biar bisa kayak itu mempermudah komunikasi aja gitu.
Bahasa komunikasi.
Komunikasi.
Good answer, guys.
So like it's sebenarnya kayak cara buat diri sendiri juga sih guys. So like if you wanna try to kayak pronunciation lebih bagus, I think like the only one key is you have to be confident. You have to try to like bicara sama diri sendiri.
Speak up saja.
Just say anything you want to say. Like you can talk with your friends. Entah itu jangan kayak takut buat grammarnya salah gitu. It's not okay. Then maybe you can watching the Cinta Laura because I like I like her accent actually. So just remember the only one key is be confident because if you wanted to try too hard to learning English, you can do it.
So guys, the answer is be confident and speak up. Just speak up. So thank you so much, Jade, and peace.
Good morning. My name is Daniel Fikal. I'm a third semester student here in English department of Universitas Samratulangi, and I'm here to aid some of my friends on their assignment, an interview assignment.
Okay. So Nathaniel, what do you think makes English is a global language?
There are so many factors, but I do know their history pretty well. England or UK, what is now known today, was an imperialist empire in their time. They spread from one side of the globe to another. They're literally called the empire where the sun never set. Basically, they also carry their culture everywhere. Every place they conquer, they bring their culture and implemented their culture there. So, of course, this happened for a really, really long time. Their English also automatically spread along with their empire. Wherever they go, their tongue follow. So it will be so along with the time evolving times, their English starting to be adapted by the locals, and that's automatically creating several iterations of English. Like there's the American English, African English, South African English. That's right. Malaysian English, Australian English, New Zealand English, and actually there are many iterations of Englishes. So, well, beside their imperial dynasty is also like the global language. Like if you want to trade, if you want to do some global, some international relation and like that, English is basically one of the best language to study for those kind of things. So I guess that's my opinion on the matter.
Okay. So the next question, do you think English as a global language can threaten the existence of other languages? Do you agree with the sentence English is a killer language?
It's a 50-50. I mean, nearly every language, if a speaker of a certain language start to disappearing or literally got extinct, it's basically, well, it's dead. It's not even English, the English fault. Basically, there are other languages that can be considered that. The Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, they also can be considered killer language. But a killer language cannot replace the mother tongue. There would still be those who speak those languages, but they won't be as common as how they used to be. So if you ask me, it's not really the English language fault. It's more akin of a, well, it's also kind of, it's not really the language fault. It's basically like those who carry those languages. Okay. I think I need to elaborate this bit. Okay. I mean, I really read a lot of history, and honestly, there's a lot of time when one language is considered more superior than the other. One of these languages is English. I mean, well, basically those poor people, basically you conquer someone and you say you want them to easily abide to your rule. Of course, one way or another need to teach them English. So there's that.
So the last question is, do you think there is a possibility that one day Indonesian can become a global language?
I don't know. There's some, I heard ideas, okay, that Indonesia should be used some sort of what they call it, some sort of a common tongue for in Southeast Asia, but I don't think it will be far-fetched. Honestly, there's a reason why English is more superior than Indonesian. Like, they can differentiate the gender of the speaker and the subject. We Indonesian on the word dia, it's basically like example, dia is basically gender neutral. You don't know this dia is she a he or a she or maybe a they. Then there's also like there's several others I can point out. I honestly Bahasa Indonesia is not my field, but I do know there's some. There's also the pronouns, the past tense and future tenses is able to be differentiated. But in Indonesia, you still need some extra word. But sometimes those in English, you just only need one modified word. So well, if you so all in all, I don't think Bahasa Indonesia can have the chance to become a global language. A regional language maybe in Southeast Asia, but global, I don't think so. Okay, thank you for your time, Greisya, and wherever you are.
So, good morning everyone. I'm Kayla and today I'll take a part as an interviewer, and I do have my guest here. I'm going to interview my friend, and please could you tell yourself or introduce yourself briefly?
Hi, my name is Zilzian Balibi, but you can call me Ian for my short name, call me Ian for my nickname. I'm from same like Kayla English Department 2022, and then this is actually Kayla's video, and Kayla told me to help her. So as a friend, I helped my friend with my totally volunteer to help her.
Okay, first, thank you Ian for your time, and we just have to directly to the question. And the first question that I'm going to ask you is, can you please define what is a global language in your opinion?
Actually, I don't really know the history of global language, but in my opinion, global language is a language have the biggest speaker in the world, and it's become an international language just because many people can access, many people can understand it so well, and then yeah, it's simple and easily to learn. The point is, a language become a global language just because of the power of the people who can speak.
Okay, that's a good answer. And we just have to go to the next question. The second question here, I'm going to mention some reasons that become the reasons why English has become the global language. And the reasons are, the first one is colonialism, and the second one is economic and political power, the third one is education, and the last one is culture. From all the reasons or from the aspects that I mentioned earlier, what do you think that plays the biggest role in the spread of English?
I would say country, because me personally culture, because me personally influenced by English that culture in from music,
Okay.
or serial,
Yeah.
and then social media though its biggest influence.
Okay, I do think so because I think if we want to ask about the current situation, I think the culture is plays the biggest role in the
Yeah.
spread of English. And then okay, we have to we next to the next question. What is the main reason why? Sorry, I'm going to ask you about what are the dangers of a global language in your opinion?
I think the dangerous. We will forget about our pure language. We will lose our mother tongue. We will lose our uniqueness of our language.
Okay, yeah, I do think so. So, because we already discussed about the dangers of a global language, I'm going to ask you, what do you think about the advantages of having or the existence of global language itself?
Okay, we can got a lot benefit from that. I think we can improve our knowledge. We can get a new information. We can able to communicate with someone who come from a different background, and then we can find people who has same interest with us.
Yes, I think if we talk about the benefits, I think there are many benefits and also advantages that we might get and we could get with
Yeah, of
having the
course.
global language, because the main reason the existence of global language itself is make it easier for people across borders, across country, across regions to speak and to communicate. So obviously, or simply, the existence of global language is a tool of communication. Okay, I think the next question that I'm going to ask you is about from the many language that we know
Main language in the world.
that existent in the world. What do you think the language that have a potential to become a global language, the next global language?
Okay, I would say Korean language, just
Okay.
because many teenagers in our country like and enjoy Korean,
Yeah.
including me.
Sure.
I thought that's why I said recently that Korean language become the next international language.
Yeah, okay. So we don't talk about the potential with the obvious data, but I
Yeah.
think that also has a biggest potential because of the culture's influence to the young people.
Yeah, that's
So I think that's all from us. First, by the way, Ian, thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity
That's pleasure,
that
Miss
we
Ma.
had this time. And goodbye.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Thankyou All, and I'm here with my name is Masal Kafka. So today I'm going to ask some questions to my friend Kafka. Let's start. So, what do you think is English a killer language? First of all, I think English as a language is not a killer language, but the people that use it may be the ones killing the other languages. For example, what type of languages has English eliminated before? In the native British Isles, languages such as Gaelic or Irish has diminished in recent times because of many people using English more as their main language, which eliminates their use in general. So, as a killer language, yes, English may be, but not the language, but the people using it.
We proceed to the next questions. Do you think that English can be the only spoken language in the world?
Can English be the only spoken language in the world? I feel like that would be pretty much impossible to achieve. Notably due to the many amounts of cultural and language differences in many parts of the world, and it would be too hard to implement one language as it's the only language in the world. But English can still be used as what we all call lingua franca, which is the shared language of many peoples in the world. But the chances are the people that use English will probably still retain their native language.
The next question is, how does the popularity of English impact education system worldwide?
So in this widespread of English, it impacts the education in terms of the more information schools or teachers get by using English sources. For example, in Indonesia, if you only know Indonesia, then the only source of education that we can get is from Indonesian sources. But with English, with the widespread use of English in our country, we can get more foreign sources that we can use for education, which will eventually improve the quality.
The fourth question is, in what ways can the prominence of English influence cultural exchange?
So cultural exchange, first of all, cultural exchange can be exchanged from different people from different parts of the world meeting each other. And for them to communicate, they need a common language, which English can serve really well at. So exchanging culture from, let's say, people from different parts of the world, they can use English as a language, as a way to communicate, and eventually exchange information and their culture to each other.
Proceed to the last question. Are there any potential drawbacks to the global dominance of the English language?
There are many, including, as we discussed earlier, culture. The more people that use English as their main language, the more or less they are going to use their native one, which means that in terms of cultural heritage, it's eventually, as generation goes on, it's going to keep increasing, which means that English may be the main cause of that, of the elimination of their native language, which is one of the potential drawbacks of English as the main language of many people.
Is all from us. Thanks.
Well, hello you guys. I'm here to answer this question. We'll start from number 1. Can English be the only spoken language? My answer is I don't think so, because it would lead to the loss of culture, diversity, and historical perspective and the identity of the nation. Then the second question, the impact that English bring to other language and culture. Well, there is a lot of positive impact that English bring, especially when we're talking about knowledge, economy, politics. But when it comes to other language and culture especially, well, as I said before, that English could make the culture and the identity of a nation fading away. But if the country, just like Indonesia, for example, like we're being taught about Bahasa Indonesia, we have Bahasa Indonesia lesson and also Pancasila lesson that can defend us from those negative impact. And now, next question is my opinion about how English affected the spread of knowledge and information. Well, in my opinion, English has helped a lot about spreading knowledge and communication, because so many known scientists are coming from Europe and they are only use English to communicate, which is making English the number 1 language that can use to communicate. And then also nowadays, even when we're talking about school, business, employees, like English are always required. That's why in Indonesia, for example, like we're being taught about bahasa Inggris, English conversation, like we have that kind of lesson. That is why English is affected a lot about spreading knowledge and also communication, and it is help a lot, you know, between the connection around many countries in the world. The next question is, do you believe that English is contributing to cultural homogenization or diversity? Well, yes, I do believe it. Well, there are many positive impacts that we can get from English, especially when it comes to technology, information, knowledge, economy, and politics. Like, there are so many developments in the society that we can see until today. But also, English can lead to the loss of culture unique and language diversity.
Everyone, my name is Dina. Now I'm going to ask his opinion about what is English as a love language. So my first question is, what is, in your view, are the primary factors leading to English becoming the dominant love language?
Well, in my opinion, I believe several factors have propelled English into its status as a dominant global language. Firstly, historical circumstances, like the British colonial expansion and later American cultural influence post-World War II, significantly contributed to its spread worldwide. Secondly, the prevalence of English in technology, science, and international business has solidified its role as a lingual factor, making it essential for global communication. Lastly, the entertainment industry, particularly Hollywood, has played a pivotal role in popularizing English, making it aspirational for many children and adults.
Do you think the prominence of English has cultural implications? If so, how does it influence societies?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The prominence of English carries profound cultural implications. It serves as more than just a means of communication. It's a carrier of cultural values, norms, and trends. Globally, its dominance through media, music, movies, and literature has led to the division of Western culture, influencing local traditions, language, and identities. This widespread adoption of English has, in many ways, shaped a globalized culture, creating both opportunities for cultural exchange and, in some cases, concerns about the potential erosion of indigenous cultures.
Okay, the third question. How important is proficiency in English for individuals seeking global opportunities? And what are the challenges faced by native speakers in mastering global language?
For me, proficiency in English is undeniably crucial for seizing global opportunities in today's interconnected world. It serves as a gateway to accessing international education, job markets, and collaboration across borders. However, for non-native speakers, mastering English presents multi-phase challenges, such as pronunciation, grammar intricacies, and idiomatic expressions often pose hurdles. Additionally, cultural nuances and regional variations within the language can complicate effective communication. Yet, despite these challenges, the rewards of fluency in English are immense, providing a competitive edge in global language.
For the last question is, are there any potential future shifts or challenges that might after the status of English as the leading global language?
Very well, absolutely. I think there could be some potential shifts or challenges that might influence the dominance of English as the leading global language in our future. One aspect could be the rise of new economic powerhouses with their language gaining prominence in global trade and communication. Additionally, technological advancement might facilitate translating tools, reducing the necessity for a single dominant language. Moreover, increased awareness and effort to preserve linguistic diversity might encourage the use of native language alongside Despite these possibilities, English established position in various domains like academia, technology, and international relations makes emission communicative in its dominance and gradual process rather than an absolute change.
Thank you very much. So that's all from us. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
It is important to note that English has become deeply ingrained in many aspects of global society, including business, entertainment, and education. It's also inescapable in many fields, such as science, diplomacy, and the internet. While a decline in the dominance of English as a global language is possible, it would likely require significant changes in the world and could take a long time to happen. Thank you.